today. What the heck? I'm going to.
Oh, so you do know how to control it. The air?
Yeah, no, I can. I mean, sometimes they don't always work, but hi, you guys. All right, you guys, I'm going to take attendance while
week from tomorrow.
Oh, next week.
What are we? Like, what last week? Are you deciding not to come? Great. Yeah. It's gonna be chill, fun, happy class day. Okay. All right, you guys. So let's move on with our PowerPoint. We're gonna push through it. I have a video that we're gonna watch as well. It's just maybe 10 minutes. It's about the trenches. After that, I'm gonna introduce our last and final project. It'll be fun. It'll be a group one. It involves TikTok. So I already explained to some people in Pride Time. They're very excited. They were thinking about what sound they can use. I'll stop there. Okay, I'll explain in a little bit. But let's focus and do our PowerPoint to start. So we're still on notebook page 11, World War I. This is where we're at. So just to review real quickly, our essential question is, how did Americans feel about entering World War I? As we now know, we did not enter until 1917. It ended in 1918. So it was already going for a few years. All right? We're going to keep thinking about that essential question as we go. We went through our first slide talking about the different powers. We have the Entente powers, or the Allies, Great Britain, France, Russia, eventually the United States. The Central Powers being Germany, Austria-Hungary, Ottoman Empire, the most notable. We looked at what the Western Front is, so that was the fighting on France and Belgium area. We talked about the trenches, that barbed wire. We mentioned the mustard gas, okay, just kind of horrific ways to die and fight. We also looked at some photos of no man's land, okay. So, to start, I do have the video clip that I want us to watch, so I'm going to put that on to start. We'll watch and then we'll continue with our last two small slides, okay? So, yeah, the last two. But I want to watch this. So, Leanne, could you hit the lights and shut the door? So, continuing on, you guys, from yesterday, we're going to watch a few-minute video clip about what life was like in the trenches. So, that fighting on the Western Front in Europe, mainly in France and Belgium, it was not a good time, as we kind of can guess. So, I am going to turn it up here. We'll watch. I know this TV speaker is not amazing, but hopefully it's a pretty good clip. It also mentions those dogs with their gas masks that I mentioned yesterday.
Somewhere down the line, a dog starts barking ferociously. You don't need any more warning than that. As you and the foreman you're playing chess with immediately rip at the canvas bag at your sides, maybe your gas masks. In the fury to tear your gas mask over your head and secure it in place, you knock over the worn and painted chessboard, sending the pieces to the muddy floor. In a few minutes, the dog's barking is muffled. Its owner must have finally fitted a mask to it after putting his own on in a hurry. That dog's lucky. A few months ago, the few dogs on the front lines would be killed by incoming gas attacks. Thanks to their incredibly sensitive noses, these poor dogs are capable of sniffing out gas attacks a minute or two before the fog-like haze settles over the front lines. Typically, the Germans blast the front with artillery shells modified to release dangerous gases rather than explode on contact. On days like today, though, when the wind is blowing from east to west and is strong enough, they can release the gas from directly outside their own trenches and have it blow across no man's land. The type of gas that might be delivered vary. Sometimes it's largely harmless tear gas and irritants that serve to suppress the enemy's ability to fight back effectively. This is typically followed by a massive assault across no man's land, though, and the effectiveness of gas masks in filtering the gas, as well as its non-lethal properties, made it less and less appealing as the Great War ground on. Germany would later claim that it began using chemical weapons in a bid to secure quick victory, and therefore grant the world the mercy of a short war with few casualties. Man's best intentions quickly went awry. Tear gas quickly made way for three deadlier gases: mustard gas, phosgene, and chlorine gas.
We talked about mustard gas.
If lookouts were actually paying attention, as it moves across the battlefield like a sickly yellowish-greenish cloud. During day attacks, it gives plenty of warning and allows men to quickly don their protective gas masks. For that reason, the Germans and the Allies quickly take to using gas at night, where it can't be as easily spotted. Phosgene gas is chlorine gas's deadlier older brother. It lacks the distinctive colorization of chlorine gas, making it harder to spot, and even worse, symptoms would only set in a day or two after being poisoned. All the warning you would get was the sudden smell of wet, musty hay, and then a day or two later, you'd be drowning in your own fluids. Ironically enough, though, the gas you must fear the most is mustard gas. It's the most widely used chemical agent of the war. While chlorine and phosgene gas are deadly and could cause havoc on the body internally, there is a piece about knowing that if you were exposed to them, you'd likely soon die. Mustard gas, though, doesn't come with such a guarantee and is perfectly survivable. Yet breathing it in would scar your lungs for life, leaving you permanently short of breath. The giant blisters it produces on exposed skin are not only plentiful and extremely painful, but can also disfigure a man. And in the poor hygiene conditions of Europe's trench war, these blisters could burst and become infected, leading to a protracted, terribly slow death to infection or amputations. Better to die relatively quickly than linger on in agony. But you don't know what kind of gas the Germans are launching today. You do your best to protect as much of your skin as you can anyway. You scramble, rifle in hand, to a pre-prepared fighting position along the massive trench that has been your home for months. Each man has their own slit in the trench, consisting of a slightly elevated position from where they can comfortably stand and fire at incoming soldiers. As you do your best to sight down the barrel of your rifle, you scan the banks of gas clouds for human figures. Gas attacks of this sort are typically preludes to a massive attack. It's summer, and the gas mask is stifling hot. Your eye holes fog up constantly, and you have to try to breathe shallow to limit the fogging so you can actually see out your mask. The gas washing over you terrifies you, and you're afraid to breathe at all. Now, the smallest compromise in your mask will have you sucking in deadly air. You hope that your charcoal filter will continue to filter properly. The constant humidity of the muggy trenches can seriously compromise the effectiveness of the filters. You yearn to rip the hot, muggy, uncomfortable mask off your face, but you know that to do so would be to invite certain death. Instead, you'll sit and bear it for hours on end, at least until the all clear is called. That's, of course, if the Germans don't attack. And that's when you hear it, the telltale sounds of hundreds of boots pounding the ground in front of you. There's no battle cry, no shouts from officers rallying their men forward. The gas masks that both sides are wearing make such feats impossible. There's only the sudden roaring of hundreds of rifles on both sides, mostly yours, like a big thunderstorm sprung to life from out of the clear blue sky. Typically, attacks are preempted by massive artillery barrages that can last for a day or longer. And more than once, you've had to hunker down for days on end as metal death rained down all around you. This time, though, the Germans have aimed for a surprise attack. Closely following the deadly banks of fogs, they silently released into the strong winds to cover their attack. You fire your rifle at the incoming horde of enemy soldiers. The Germans are too busy crossing no man's land to bother firing back. Everyone knows that the only hope for victory is to cross no man's land and dive into the enemy's trench. And once there, victory becomes a brutal hand-to-hand battle for survival. Prisoners are rarely taken. Retreat is impossible. Tally too long in no man's land, or try to retreat across it, and the machine guns will find you. A fact that the Germans are currently discovering. You thank your lucky stars that the machine gunners along your section of trench were quick to don their gas masks and are unaffected by the deadly vapors. Of all the weapons in World War I, the machine gun is the most responsible for the deadly stalemate that runs the length of the European continent, spitting out hundreds of rounds a minute. The only way to silence it is to charge headlong into its withering fire. And yet, just as effective as it is on the defense, it's all but useless on the offense. The guns being far too bulky and difficult to carry across no man's land. Thus, the Great War has devolved into suicidal rush after suicidal rush, the machine gun's body count rising by the day. Now, withering machine gun fire from several positions streams across.
The next generation of streaming is here. Introducing Spectrum One Stream. Get internet for $49.99 a month.
Always
Free
good
advanced
timing.
Wi-Fi, a free unlimited mobile line, and a free Xumo Stream box when you add Spectrum TV.
Across the German advance, men fall under its fire by the dozens, and yet incredibly the charge continues. The constant barrage of rifle fire is shockingly inaccurate. No surprise, given the difficulty and accuracy of firing a rifle while wearing a bulky gas mask. And in the rush across no man's land, it's machine guns that claim most victims. It's absolute lunacy, you think to yourself, to continue charging forward into the teeth of the big guns, even as you see dozens of your fellow soldiers fall before them. Then again, what choice does a Retreating across no man's land will just leave them as vulnerable as charging across it. Once you're up and over the top, there's only one way to win. It's
See all
forward.
the barbed
The
wire
first
there?
Germans are coming over the trenches. Numbers too great even for the machine guns to overcome. Neither side needs much accuracy now in such close quarters, and the hot, fetid, and poisoned air in the trenches is now filled with accurate gunpowder as well as the deadly gas. The mixture creates a grayish fog that permeates the scene, adding a surrealness to the brutal and often hand-to-hand combat that breaks out across the front. Men stab with bayonets or knives, their rifles largely forgotten and too cumbersome for the close-in fight. You can't tell time in the thick of the melee, but your lungs are bursting with the exertion of frantic breathing through your gas mask. Fighting in such conditions, both sides can barely manage more than a few minutes of intense combat before falling nearly completely exhausted. Entire sections of trench will unofficially fall under enemy control briefly. Both sides simply too tired to keep fighting and desperate for a brief rest. The machine guns took too great a toll on the incoming assault, though, and the Germans' numbers are low. You spend the afternoon doing the grim work of killing in close quarters, and the narrow, tight confines of the stretches is all too often the work of a butcher killing men too exhausted to defend themselves anymore. Some will be taken prisoner after surrendering. Most simply won't. You push away the consequences of your actions for now. Those are for a living man to deal with, and right now, there's no guarantee of your life. The battle over. The grim work of removing corpses must be attended to, and quickly. The trenches
So
must
there's
be
dead
prepared for
bodies
a fresh
basically
attack.
all
Yet,
over
in
these
May.
trenches,
For
you
now,
guys.
German and
Wet.
Allied corpses alike are simply
People
stashed
are
into small
throwing
cutaways
gas
along the
over.
trenches as defensive
Bullets are
fortifications
raining
are fixed and
through.
manned. You and the rest of the exhausted survivors preparing for a
It
possible
was
second
very
wave. As the
disease-filled.
hours pass and night comes through, it becomes clear that there's no stomach in the Germans for another attack. I'm grateful.
All right, I am going to stop it there. So I think we can see that this was a pretty horrific time, right? They can't even physically fight with each other. If they got close to each other and they're fighting, their lungs couldn't even take it because they have these masks on. They can barely breathe. Dead bodies are just falling in the trenches. They're dead there. Disease is starting to run through. We talked about trench foot. Same with the gases. It can cause like bodies to be deformed, blisters everywhere. I mean, it's just a horrific time on this Western Front. Okay, so I am going to stop it there. We'll continue on with our next slide. So during this time of this fighting that's going on, America is remaining neutral, so to say. Okay, so that'll be our next slide to start with. So before the United States joins the war, they are in this isolationist period, okay? They don't want to get involved in any European affairs. But they are sending money to Britain at this time. Like we talked about yesterday, we connected that to today. So, to start, like I said, thank you, the United States is remaining neutral in this conflict. As most Americans saw it as expensive, morbid, and a conflict amongst Europeans. They wanted to stay out of it, okay? However, once some German unrestricted submarine warfare, meaning these submarines are starting to hit ships, okay, a lot of merchant ships, this began to take its toll on American shipping, okay? So these ships that are being hit, some of these ships are our allies, okay? So American shipping is taking a toll on shipping. So as the United States has been neutral for a few years at the beginning of the war, opinions started to shift, okay? The American opinion started to shift as we got closer to points of declaring war, okay, and joining the war effort. Does anybody need a highlighter? Let's move around. Whose backpack was put up here as a shield for the phone? Highlighter? Notes? Where are your notes, man? Closer. I'm sorry. Highlighter, you guys. I'm going to keep it moving to the next one. If you are a little behind, it's in the stream. Okay, so once the opinion started to shift about staying out of World War I, by 1917 here, after the sinking of several U.S. ships, including the civilian RMS, it's a British ship, Lusitania. We had this one in the Ed puzzle. This ship was hit by a German submarine in 1915. Okay, so we did not directly enter the war from this boat being hit. Okay, it was the event that started to change people's minds at home that they would want to go into the war. Okay, so the American public opinion began to favor war after the sinking of the Lusitania. Okay, there were a little over 100 Americans on this ship. About almost 1,200 people were killed just because the Germans are shooting off torpedoes, and it hit this British ship. Does anybody know what RMS stands for? Anybody? Ivan? Royal Mail Steamship. It's a British ship, basically. So, as these opinions start to shift, you guys, the American opinion is favoring war. There was a big propaganda campaigns that are being shown, basically against Germany. Just like our guy here, Uncle Sam, this propaganda starts to kind of help shift these opinions as well. Any questions so far? Isaiah, I know you have a question. Right? All right, last little bit and we'll stop here and then I'll introduce our project, okay? We can get together with our groups. But the final straw, which basically was the tipping point of America going into the war, was this intercepting of the Zimmermann telegram in 1917. Basically, Germany proposed an alliance with Mexico against the United States if they joined the conflict. So if Mexico came in the war, they wanted them to be on Germany's side, basically, okay? Not that Mexico was going to be, but the United States was not for it. They declared war, okay? So, by April of 1917, Congress officially declared war on Germany and its allies, and tens of thousands of fresh U.S. troops flooded onto this tired battlefield, okay? So that trench fighting was already going on for years, okay? Now the United States is coming on in, all right? Comment, question, concern, anything at all? Are you there?
Yeah.
All right, thanks, one person. All right, so highlight something, you guys, and then I am going to pull up our last and final project of 2023. It is going to be a group project, like I said, and it involves TikTok, okay? So, highlight, I'll come back around and grab some highlighters. This is in the stream. We will have one last slide on Friday, and then we'll be project here. So it is posted in the stream. It's going to be worth 50 points. Okay? Let me turn this guy down just a little bit. So we're talking about the U.S. during World War I. So it says with a partner, I'm going to allow you to choose whoever you would like in this room. Okay? It can be a group of 2 to 4 people maximum. Okay? If there's something different, just please talk to me and we can figure it out. So with your partner or group, you will be explaining one of the following terms below in a single TikTok video. Okay? There are 4 events here: the Zimmerman Telegram, the Selective Service Act, the Espionage Act, and the Sedition Act. Okay? You're going to have to research what they are with your group. They connect to World War I. Okay? The United States and World War I. I do have some research links. I can help you as well. So once you figure out what the heck this term is about, you're going to actually create a TikTok video, okay, explaining what the term is. All right? So you can use the voiceover sound, you can use the text boxes, you can make a dance. The creativity is all up to you, okay? You just have to somehow explain what one of these terms is, okay? So, one thing somebody asked during Pride Time was, do we have to actually post it to our account? So, you can make a fake account, post it, download it, delete it. It's up to you. You can post it however you'd like. If you're like, Miss Legacy, I really don't want to use TikTok, maybe a partner will, okay? If it really comes down to it, you can just use a video, but you can't use all the cool voiceover features, okay? So the creativity is all up to you. You can find some fun way to explain these terms, all right? So I do have a rubric. It's going to be worth 50 points. So you are going to be graded on the term explanation, the connection to our topic, which is World War I, your TikTok video. If it's like a 3-second video, obviously you're going to lose some points, okay? I don't think you can explain these terms in 3 seconds. Just one. You're just going to pick one, okay? And then your creativity, if it's a dance, if it's text, if it's, I know it says only 40 words in text, that's fine. You don't have to do that. Could be more or less. And then our last one, we are going to present these to other groups. I'm not making you come up and do a formal presentation. On Monday, it's actually going to be due when you come to class. It's due that day. I'm going to have you walk around, say what your topic is, and you can show them your video, and then you'll move to the next group. That's a part of your grade as well. Okay? So, groups can be between 2 to 4 or 5 people. I am fine with that. If you'd like to do your whole table, that's cool as well. This is posted in the stream. I am going to post right now the research websites for you. There's one for each term. Also, I'm going to post about how you submit that. I'll talk about that closer to the end of the week, though. Okay? Any questions? Valeria is so excited, by the way. She was saying, oh my God, I'm so excited! Right? And Kaden. They were very excited. Yeah. You can talk to me if that's the case. Okay? I do have a teacher TikTok, I will say. I have a teacher Twitter and Instagram for my senior projects. This is the first time doing TikTok, so you could even send it to my inbox if that's the case. Okay? I know, you're very excited. Valeria is probably the most excited of anybody. She was already getting sounds. Yeah, thank you. See? All right, so let's pick our groups. We have 10 minutes. Let's pick our groups and pick our term, okay? So you can get up, you can talk with people. I think in a day or two when we start to do our filming, I might let you go outside as well, okay? Sound good? All right, let's get with the group. I am going to come around and see who's with each other. I'm going to write it down, and I'm going to ask you what your topic is going to be. Okay? All of this is in the stream. I'm going to post the research links right now. All right, so let's get together. I'm coming around to write down who's with who. 2 to 4, 5 people is fine. If it's more or less, you have to talk to me, okay? Yep, they're there. Instructions are there, rubrics there, websites to do research are there, and how to even submit is there. Are you sure? It's up to you. All right, I'm coming around to write some names down. We don't have a ton of time left, but we will work on this the rest of the week, okay? Basically, you have class time to work on this. Yep, and you get to choose whichever term. So you have